Congrats to Silvernagle. I watched that yesterday. They were the best team.
She's first class.
Yeah. So, little curling talk. I like it, bud.
Thank you.
Big
I know
fan.
curling's very big out here, and I like the curlers.
And for those of you in Melville and area, Tankard starts today.
Great spot. Great idea having it in the same spot.
I like that. I really actually like that idea.
On the Prairie Mobile text line, 306-840-8777. Kelly in Regina says, congrats, Duke. All the best.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
He's running in Walsh Acres for the Sask party. Nice meeting and talking to you last fall in my driveway, Kelly says. I'm sure you remember.
Yeah.
He says, oh yeah, Rod, 2 more things. Go Bears. Great signing yesterday of Trey Roberson, now a Bear, and no longer a Stamp. Secondly, woosah. That's his license plate.
Yeah.
We were talking about de-stressing. Rubbing your earlobes and saying woosah. It actually works.
I'm having a tough time this year seeing all these signings. Like, I'm feeling... I know the CFL is trying to gain traction, and the way you do that is you market stars, and that. But these guys going south, and you don't want to block them from going south. I'm really in this. My stomach's kind of tied in knots of how I feel about all these guys signing these future deals, because a lot of them don't end up playing. You know, they become kind of training camp fodder, and I don't want to take that away from them because, yeah, that's their dream, and they should chase that absolutely 100%. You don't want to restrict them from that, but at the same time, it does kind of hurt the CFL a little bit when it comes to trying to, market guys that stay with the team. The Dresslers, the Durants. The reason that people become attached to them is because they spend a few years at a place, and it's just becoming more and more. At least I feel like it's becoming more and more difficult for these guys, for the CFL to keep them around and to be able to market them. I don't know how I feel about it.
Didn't they do something in the CBA, Rod, where they're giving it an advantage to a player that stays with the same franchise of some sort for a number of years, which I thought was a good little clause, whatever that was. You probably know about it.
Canadian status, virtually.
You would know this, Don. You're a CFL blogger. If you stay with one CFL team and you're American,
right?
After 3 years, in your 4th year with that same team, you're considered a non-import, a Canadian, a national. Right. And if you've played 4 years in the league for a variety of teams, in your 5th year, you are a non-import, which I think is fantastic for the league. And Derek, it just depends how you look at it.
It does.
You're going to get better players from the States to Canada if they think they can get to the NFL quicker. And frankly, whether people want to agree with it or not, this is the truth. It's like the Western Hockey League versus NCAA. Cole Sillinger chose the WHL because it was a faster road to the NHL.
Correct.
Simple. So and he's the best. So here's a guy that the WHL can market. He's selling tickets with the Medicine Hat Tigers. Cole Sillinger, Mike's kid. It's the best thing for the Dub to have the best players. Can we use that model? So for the CFL, if players think that's the best step to the NFL, that's what's best for the league. And don't be selfish to think that Trey Roberson would be better off for him to spend 15 years in Calgary if he could make millions in the NFL. Step outside yourself, not you, but CFL fans, to say what's best for the players. Back to Rich Sutter saying, the days of the Battle of Alberta when I played. I agree with you. But we need to accept those days are gone.
It just makes it hard for said marketing department, like Calgary. How do you sell a Trey Roberson jerseys if people know that the guys, or there's a good chance that he's going to go the next year? I see it from that side too.
You're both right.
And it is.
Both right,
and that's why I don't know which side I fall on. Normally it's pretty easy for me to say this is the way or that's the way. And I see the benefits on both sides, and I see the kind of the drawbacks, and it's just, I don't know where I stand on it.
Yeah, it won't change. I doubt it'll change. What you were saying? It won't change.
No,
I agree with you.
Nor should it, I guess.
But it won't change because this is the way, as Rod said, about
it's a pathway.
Getting the best talent. That's how they have to play.
It's actually, if you really want to dig into it,
like the Willie Jefferson's a perfect one. There's a guy who had his chance, but now people can latch on to Willie because he is sticking around, or seemingly.
Americans come in as rookies and have to play 2 years in the CFL. And from an American rookie standpoint, that sucks. Look at James Wilder Jr. and the holdout that he had.
Right.
Now, on the flip side, what's exciting about this is with one-year contracts for veterans now, you can turn a franchise around fast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exciting for fans of all CFL teams. If you're in the dumpster, you could be good next year with a few key signings.
It's just hard in the marketing department.
And it's interesting what's going on right now.
This will work harder.
Right.
Yeah,
with the signings is you can see all the teams. I mean, there's not a lot of player signings been announced by the Rough Riders in some respects. There's probably a few players that they have signed and they haven't announced. But, I mean, these teams are all posturing and waiting for free agency because they've targeted a certain amount of players and they don't know how much money they're going to have left once, depending on how many of those free agent targets they're going to get. And then they're going to see what's left and fill out the rest of the team. And it's very interesting, how they're just waiting. And so, a team that does very well that first day or so of free agency in the CFL will probably move up a notch in the standings, or there's a possibility of it.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.